Hi, good evening, welcome to the Gist. My name is Mzgee. We are coming to you from the premises of L Heights and Suites Hotels here in Jowolu. You need to find them. It's a beautiful place where you can come relax. They have a meeting area or a meeting room or meeting rooms where you can also come have your business meetings. And so if you want a place away from home, even in the capital, I recommend that you come to L Heights in Jowolu. And today we are about to have a conversation that will stimulate your intelligence, because it's a conversation with one who's grown from the business sector, from banking into going on the runway, signing a lot of deals back here in Ghana. I know she was face of Melcom. At a certain point, she became a face for Belacqua as well. So she's worked with brands here in Ghana, and all of a sudden, boom, she was seen in South Africa shooting adverts for top brands, including Vodacom, and then recently, the only black girl on the runway at the Milan Fashion Week. So we are celebrating Victoria Michaels. I'm so excited because the last time we spoke, she was an ambassador for an automobile company, leasing company actually. And I'm glad that the brand has gone high. Now the value is high. So Victoria Michaels is also a philanthropist. She has a foundation as well. She has a lot to talk about, to share with us here on the Gist. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
So I was trying to find the right words, because it's a beautiful journey for you. I remember the last time we spoke when you were here in Ghana about how you decided to move away from the banking sector and follow your passion that's been on the runway, and to be an ambassador for a lot of companies, and now where you find yourself.
First of all, can I say that I'm happy to see you?
I'm happy to see you too, and I love this hairstyle. So what's it called?
It's called Bantu Nuts. Bantu
Okay,
nuts.
So now she's in South Africa, so it's a South African influence.
No, that is not what inspired it. So I went to the salon yesterday, and for some reason, I just wanted a different look. And I said, look, what can you do in 20 minutes?
Wow.
And they said Bantu nuts. I said, go for it.
Okay.
No extensions, just do it quickly so I go home.
Wow.
Because of the crazy schedule, I just didn't want to, do a hectic styling. So this was what they recommended, and I'm happy with it. Everyone thinks it's different.
It's very different, and it looks good on you, of course, because you're a model as well. So the body and the hairstyle, looks really. They go together, maybe.
Thank you.
So welcome back to Ghana. You haven't been here. Okay, the last time I saw you was how many months ago?
About 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm back here. I actually didn't think I'll be back so soon, but duty called.
And I see you're doing great things. Before we talk about your work on the runway, I see that you're championing some environmental
EU Diplomacy Week. Yes,
okay.
I'm the champion, tagged Regreening Ghana, so I'm the champion for it. Yes.
I see you planting trees all over.
Yes, we're planting trees. We're also trying to keep the environment clean, because we have one Ghana. If we do not protect and preserve what we have, then outsiders will come and do it for us, which does not speak so well of the country. Yes, so which was why when the opportunity came, I didn't think twice. I actually had to cut my Milan Fashion Week short to be here, because it's something I'm passionate about. Anything that would, move the country forward from where it is right now, Victoria is always happy to be part of it.
We are glad to have you, and congratulations on that. It seems to be a big deal, because...
Yes, it is. Actually, I'll tell you a bit about it. The education aspect of the Victoria Michaels Foundation, which is Africa Literacy Development Initiative, is geared towards eradicating the rate of illiteracy in Africa. So that's been
the basis.
Yeah, that being the basis, we had an extensive chat with the European Union. When they saw what we had done so far, that is through Aldi. We've actually set up a lot of libraries across
I was at a foreman. Was it last year or last 2 years?
It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
Yeah,
I was there. Yes, I was there, so I know what she's talking about. I think you put up a library for.
We actually refurbished their facility. They had dilapidated school blocks, and then they didn't have a library as well. So we put up a fully resourced library for them, and did their kindergarten space.
I remember that
such
very
that
well.
It's very conducive for the kids to learn.
Mm.
Yes. So we've set up about 15 fully resourced mobile libraries across the country.
Wow.
Yeah, countrywide. And we've sent out thousands of book boxes, learning aids, computers. So when we had this chat, and they also did their checks and realized that we had done so much. I said, no, if your aim is to educate, inform, the deprived, less privileged, the underserved communities, then it's a good thing to partner with you. Yes. So the reason we collaborated with them is to help create awareness on the importance of preserving our natural space, and also to educate and inform them on sustainable environmental actions. We cannot continue to cut down trees when we don't have enough. When I travel, I see friends, families go out for picnics, they sit under shades under trees, and we can't do that here because
we don't have enough, and we're cutting them.
We're cutting them, and I was so shocked. On Saturday, we had like a beach cleaning exercise. I didn't know there was so much filth. There was so much filth. I nearly lost my mind. I was happy doing it, but I was like, no.
Which of the beaches did you go to?
Pardon?
Which beach did you go to?
What's that?
Kokrobite?
No, not Kokrobite. Oh, why am I forgetting it now?
Where in Accra is that?
I'm forgetting it now, like I'm blank now. Yeah, but it was really, dirty, extremely dirty. And, we collected a lot of garbage. And my thing is, if people cannot keep their environment clean, it's a very simple thing. How much does a trash can cost? 20 cities, 10 cities. You don't have to drop something on the floor.
Well, even when they're trash cans a minute away from people, they will still prefer to drop litter wherever they find
around.
it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think the conversation is even beyond the trash cans.
It's beyond. That is why the Victoria Michaels Foundation NLD, come in. We want to help create awareness so that people know that if these things are, if things are done the right way, certain things can be avoided. If you keep an environment clean, you have more healthy people. If you preserve nature, you'll be able to do so much. You'll be able to grow cocoa. You'll be able to attract tourists to, come into your country, and go away with something positive to say. Yeah, so that is basically what
been up to. So you had a conference. How many days have you been here?
Is a week long. The program is a week long. We started last week, Thursday. Okay. And we're finishing this Thursday.
This Thursday.
Yeah.
And you're in Kumasi as well.
Yeah, we're in Kumasi tomorrow, Wednesday. We return on Thursday for the closing ceremony. And
that's it.
There'll be a round table discussion. Yes, with the Minister of Agriculture and the Mayor of Accra. And the EU member states, yes, and then other dignitaries, to just talk deeply into this matter, because a lot of awareness needs to be created.
You're very privileged then, because this is the European Union sort of even if it's Ghana, yes. It's still the European Union, yes. Ghana, yes. Stretching their hands to you and saying, yes. Let's do this together. There must have been, apart from the fact that you have some foundation and you've been doing these things, there must have been something that, you're doing special beyond just the foundation and all that.
For me, I would say is hard work. For me, I'm a very passionate person. If I'm asked to sell this, I will, do it so much that you would buy it and ask for another one. That is my spirit. So the fact that it is a charity work does not limit how much how much I put into it, how much effort or how far I go into making sure that it's happening and it's successful. Yes, so I'm sure from the conversations and the feedbacks they had with my management, they realized that no, Victoria Michaels and her foundation is, the right team to go with for this project.
Is it voluntary, or is there some good package that comes along with it?
Gloria, I will not disclose the terms.
I'm not saying
disclose the terms.
I'm not saying tell us how much
here.
But I just want to know whether it's voluntary
it is beneficial to both parties.
Okay.
To a large extent, it is beneficial to both parties. Yes, I'm sure that answers your question.
Anyway, so after this week-long project, our conference that you're here for,
yes.
what happens afterwards?
This is done yearly.
Okay.
Actually, this morning, the founder of Plastic Punch, where we had the beach cleaning, the people who put it together, because it's all like a collaborative effort between the European Union, Plastic Punch, and Victoria Michaels Foundation. He rang me up this morning and he said, Victoria, I was really impressed with, how active you were on the ground. I was picking every little thing I saw. And I was so, I don't even know the right word to use to express how I felt. I just felt like, no, we need to clean up this. And it was so impossible. When you're picking up, you either squat. So I was down most of the time. And then at some point, I picked myself up, I looked around, and I realized that, no, you cannot finish this today. Because it stretches from one end to the other. And that was where it clicked, and I said to everyone around me that, look, it shouldn't end here. We do not have to see this exercise as, a one-time thing. It should spread. Everyone should know what needs to be done, to preserve our environment. It's very important.
So what's the way forward? Because if you're doing it annually, so we have to wait for another year. You can't.
Okay. So it is done annually on their side, but I have decided that it would not end now. My team and I were putting up, some strategies in place to see how far we can take it from region to region, because this is Accra. And if Accra is this, dirty, and, trees are being cut all over the place and we're not planting, if you're cutting, plant, and teach the younger ones, because they are the future, leaders. You need to imbibe that into them. If they start planting now, they'll grow with it. I was so proud of myself when I planted a tree. It was actually my first time planting a tree, and I am going to follow through, visit the school and make sure that tree grows. So I'm saying that if these kids have this mindset, everyone around them, when they go home, they're talking to their parents about it, they're talking to their friends, they're talking to, anyone they come across, because you now become passionate about it. Just like nurturing something from, the roots. And when you see it germinate, it gives you joy. So I think that a lot more work should be put out there. The government, our ecosystems are failing. The issue of climate change is a big problem.
It's a big problem.
And it's serious, and it requires, far-reaching policies. People are suffering. Some are dying. If nothing is done to curb it, it would really escalate, and we might not be able to handle it when that happens. So I think that this is the time to, get people to actually do the needful to avoid more damage. Yeah.
So once again, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
We hope that this is sustainable and it just doesn't get... Because I'm just thinking through that this beach that you cleaned just yesterday or a day, 2 days ago.
2 days ago, yes.
You might go there today and be disappointed at what you see.
Okay, so I think one of the bloggers put it up on his platform, and I saw all sorts of comments. One person, there was one that caught my attention. The person said that, you cannot take it, from them. That is who they are. They are dirty people. But you see, I actually saw how they all came out to participate, and I actually got them to
for
pledge.
the cameras.
But I got them to pledge.
Are you sure they're going to follow through?
No, I got them to pledge, and I said, look, pledge and make a commitment to ensure that beginning from today, when you come out here to play, when you come out here to have fun with friends, do not drop something. If it means taking it back to your home and putting it in the right place, I want to believe that at least 10 or 20% of the people who had me, would, follow through and actually, inform other people so that they also does the same thing. Yeah, I'm very hopeful.
We hope so, because even here at Joy News, we have started a clean Ghana campaign. So we are also about cleanliness. So we are happy that you're doing this as well. At least when we all come together.
Malaria, cholera, it's all sorts. If our environment is not clean, there are a lot of things that could actually go bad. So people should take the bull by the horn. If they care about their immediate family, their friends, and the nation at large, everyone should do the right thing.
Okay, now let's talk about you as a model.
Okay, I know you've been itching to talk about my career.
Too much, because like I said in my intro, I'm extremely proud, of how far you've come, knowing a bit of the story. I won't brag that I know the entire story, but I know a bit of the story, so I'm glad. So you just took off to South Africa like that. What happened? You had an agency
Victoria,
there.
Victoria, you just took off to South Africa like that. What happened? Okay, I'll tell you in a minute.
So do you have an agency there, or how did it just happen?
Okay, so this being exclusive, I'll give you the full gist, right? About 2 years ago, a Ghanaian designer flew me to South Africa on business class, if I would mention. Yeah, and she wanted me to open and close her show. I think it would be good to mention her name.
Definitely.
Yeah, she's Maud.
Okay.
Maud.
What's the design, her brand name?
It's just Maud on social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
M-A-U-D?
No, M-O-D.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
if I remember correctly, it is, Maud. And we flew to South Africa. I opened, and closed her show. Wow. Prior to the show, I met with the local models and other models who had, flown in from other places. And they were all asking me what agency I was with locally. And I said, none, that I managed back home in Ghana. And they're like, no, you're kidding. Why don't you have an agency here in South Africa? According to them, you have the looks, you actually have what it takes, the potential to do well in this space. I said, okay, sounds good, but hey, I don't know anybody. I only came here to work. And one of the male models took so much interest in, he wouldn't rest, he wouldn't leave me alone. He said, look, send me your pictures now. I need some pictures. I want to send it to my agency. I'm sure they will like you.
Wow.
I said, okay. So I forwarded some of my images to him, and then the following day, he called me and said, Victoria, unfortunately, they haven't Miss South Africa pageant at the time, and that agency, they play a huge role. So they're not able to, because I was meant to leave the country the next day. So they were not able to see me, because you go in, they see you, everyone in the agency, comes out to like assess you, and then they go back to the table to find out if you're right for the market and whatnot. So I couldn't make that appointment. Then I came back to Ghana, and my manager said, okay, if that is the case, if everyone thinks that you're right for that market, then I'll put you forward.
Wow.
Yes, so my manager, Gabriel, put me forward to a few agencies, and the very best
got in touch.
Got in touch, the very best. I mean, a few of them got back, but he also did his checks and realized that that particular one was actually the best. And that was how we started documentation. They sent all the materials I needed to apply for my work, for my visa and work permits and all of that. And then when all those documents came through, I applied for my visa. Guess what? It took almost 8 months.
Really?
I could not travel. I had other commitments. I had some other opportunities from, other places. I couldn't go because it took so long to, to get that. But eventually,
so your passport was with
it was with the embassy
for 8 months.
Yes, close.
The embassy here.
Yes.
South African embassy here
yes,
for 8 months.
For 8 months. It was,
wow,
for 8 months.
That's quite a while.
Yeah, that's quite a while.
Were you given reason, or is it because you were going to work
because
there?
you were going, yeah. So
okay.
I didn't know it would take that long. So when I inquired, they said when it comes to work visa, it takes a while because it's not approved here and whatnot. So, and I had missed Fashion Week. Actually got an inquiry for a beauty product, huge package.
Wow.
So I was torn between, retrieving my passport, going, to do the job and back. But, I prayed, and I was led to just let things just hold on, because if you retrieve, you start all over again. So 2 days before, after I had met the thought of retrieving my passport, I got a call. I actually went to the embassy to speak to the consulate because I wanted to find out why I had taken. Yes, and 2 days later, I got a call that my passport was ready. So I went in, picked it up, quickly packed my bags, and left. Yeah, so that was how I got the opportunity. And as soon as I got into South Africa, boom. Work.
That's it.
It just started. I never stopped working, from the time I arrived. I mean, there are some quiet seasons, but if you're right for the market and the clients, like you, you'd mostly be booked all the time. So it's been great. It's just that I don't like what is happening at the moment. There's xenophobic attacks. I am black and proud, and I see no reason blacks should attack other blacks. We should actually portray to the world that we're one people, but that is not what is happening.
How safe are you there?
Well, it depends on where you're located, where you live. Yes, yeah. So I live in quite a safe area. Okay. So I didn't have, but of course you would be restless.
You'd be concerned.
Concerned, especially about your brothers who are going through, so much. Yeah. So I wasn't happy about it at all. But otherwise, South Africa has been good to me, work-wise.
Wow. And you made a lot of money from South Africa.
Well, a lot of money is relative. But I worked. Yeah.
And we are proud of you. We see, like I said, I saw the Vodacom adverts.
Yes. I've worked with some good brands, like Tresemme, Yardley, London, Pringle of Scotland, El South Africa.
Okay.
It's a lot of brands.
Wow.
There's a lot of brands. I've worked with. I did DSTV.
Yeah, I think I saw DSTV as well.
Yes, and then I got an opportunity in Europe. An agency signed me there. So
how does it work? So you're managed by your brother, Gabby. I didn't want to say he was her brother, but she's managed by Gabriel. And so what role is Gabriel?
There is nothing wrong with being managed by your brother,
family.
By family. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what. Some people have attempted to manage the brand, but they were not passionate about it, and I cannot secure deals. It's not proper to go and negotiate deals by yourself. So Gabriel stepped in, as busy as he is with all that he's doing. He stepped in, and he would go into a meeting and come out with a smile. So that is what family does for you. So I must say that I'm very lucky. I'm one of the most fortunate people to have family manage their brand. He's really done so well. He's the plug, actually. God has really used him to be a blessing. Yeah, Gabriel, if you're listening, you have been the plug. very grateful for, you know, all that you're doing, all you've done and all you're doing. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, so how it works is, if you're not signed with an agency, it'll be very difficult
to get gigs.
To get, almost impossible. Being a freelancer here in Ghana, you know, is okay. I mean, you walk away with it because there is no proper, you know, structure, you know, for the industry. But abroad, if you do not have an agency and you attend the casting, it's almost impossible because they already have a list of agencies they've sent, you know, the casting materials to. So those are the models they would expect. And sometimes they go as far as saying, I need only 2 models from the agency. And even prior to the castings, they already see who they want to see, like who they want to see, like for the casting. And sometimes you're booked, there are some jobs that have been booked directly for, so I didn't have to cast for it. So the clients also might want to just see you to be sure that they are not deceived by the images. So you go in, they see you, and if they're okay, they book you for the job. So if you do not have an agency and you go to a place like Milan, London, or New York, you know, for the fashion season, no one will see you. No one will pay attention to you because you're not with an agency. So I was fortunate to get one. Yes, I was put forward by a scout.
Oh, okay.
You know,
so now you're with a South African agency,
yes,
and then you're with an European agency.
Yes, and then I also have a scout who puts me forward for jobs.
So how does that work? There's no conflict in...
There is no conflict. Everyone walks away with a certain percentage, so everyone is happy in the end.
Okay, so so the South African agency you're with takes a percentage when they give you...
Everyone takes a percentage.
Okay, so what I want to understand is that do you have any links with these European agencies?
Okay, so there is something called mother agency.
Okay.
So your mother agency takes a certain percentage because they groomed you, they prepped you for, you know, for the world or for the fashion world. So being with the agency in South Africa, there's a certain commission that comes to
them.
No, that comes to Gabi. You know, exactly.
Being the manager.
Yeah, yes. And then the agency in Europe as well, there's a certain percentage that comes to, you know, my agency in South Africa. So that is how it works.
Okay, so it trickles, so let's say,
down.
So from Europe to South Africa to Ghana.
Yes, but in all of this, the mother agent benefits more in every deal. There is a percentage for the mother agent.
So in this case, the mother agents is who? Gabi or the one in South Africa?
It's actually between Gabi and
the one in South Africa.
Yeah, and the one in South Africa.
So how do you benefit as the one who is, you know, how do people call it, catwalking?
As the one who is serving on the runway and everywhere else. No, you benefit because a certain percentage, you know.
Are you the one receiving the bigger percentage?
In most cases, yes. But another thing that kills us is the taxes, right? You pay tax on every single thing. So if you did a job, you know, you probably end up with some 60%, you know, after all deductions have been made.
And these deductions including what the agencies will take?
Yes.
Okay.
Including what the agencies will take.
You're making money.
I'm trying. Yeah, so it's been... Scout put me forward, you know, to agencies, and the one that showed the most interest, I would advise models, any model listening to me right now, if an agency is not enthused, if they're not, you know, happy about you, don't go there. You know, the feedback must be, we want her now. She's right for the market. You know, get her visa done, let her come through. But if your mother agent or the scout is the one like begging for feedback, then they're not really, you know, into you. You know, so you go there and you almost like a fish, you know, thrown into the ocean to swim with the rest. You know, so I've had conversations with other models, and it always comes up. If an agency is not excited to have you, don't go there. But this one was really like, we want her now, you know. And the day I arrived, I started working.
Wow.
No, it's not a joke. Yeah. I remember I worked with Emilio Pucci my very first day in Milan, I started working with Emilio Pucci, and then I worked with Roberto Cavalli. I worked with Alexander McQueen. Then I worked with Love Moschino and Luisa Beccaria, Cosmopolitan, Italy. I mean, the list is endless. I mean, these are the ones
you readily remember.
But it's been amazing. It's been amazing so far. I have no regrets. I mean, a lot of people, when I was processing my visa to travel, and I spoke to, some close pals, they didn't understand why I would leave everything behind. But I feel like, girl, what else do you want to do here? You've won all the major awards. You've got signed on major brands. What else is there? What else is there to do? And if you're a model and you don't push yourself, you remain in one place. Wow. So I'm happy. Then it was a bit difficult because it's like leaving, all the glamour, all the glory behind. But if there's a bigger glory ahead, you don't stay back. You just keep pushing. And I'm fortunate to have some mentors who always, check on me and say to me that we know it is tough because it's very tough out there. I'll tell you about Fashion Week. So a lot of models converge from different places. We all come together. So their mother agencies send them, to Milan, to Paris, to New York. And it's not a competition. I don't call it competition because everyone is gorgeous. Everyone is beautiful. So it's now up to the client to say, I want to work with Victoria because she has this feature this other person does not have. So imagine traveling all the way from South Africa, for example, and you get into that space and there are about 1,000 models of color, for example, and they all have ethnic hair like I do. We're all very, with our crown, very pretty. And the client is just, supposed to pick one person.
Wow.
I casted for a Giorgio Armani show, and they were looking for this one black model. Wow. About 1,500 or 2,000 models casted for that show. He called back about 700. They called back, as in this is the final selection. It was insane.
700 to get
one person. Wow. So you can imagine how it is a tough, industry. It's not for the weak. You need to be strong to be able to. And if you do not work a particular season, it doesn't make you less of a model. That's not what it means, because everyone is there for the same opportunity. So if it happens for you, good. If it doesn't, you try another time.
So what did they say?
It has taught me a lot.
So what did they say to you when they said we won Victoria? What's about you excites them? Why do they prefer you to other people?
Well, every model has this feature, or features that appeal to casting directors, to clients, to everyone in the fashion space. For me, I think first is my hair. And the way my body is built, But I can tell you confidently that every model have similar features. Everyone is gorgeous. Everyone stands a chance. So if a client likes you, it must be something specific that they're happy, about. Yeah, so I'm not going to blow my own horns to say that, okay, I'm the best, I try at what I do, yeah, but it must be something very special that they identified to actually include you in a commercial, editorial, or a runway show.
Well, it's good to say that there must be something special that you've identified. Yeah. It means that you know that you're a special breed as well.
Well, we can say that. We can say that, yeah.
Yeah, because of the many people, even the way you tell the story,
yes,
you can tell that this is something you didn't have to struggle for.
Yes,
You just worked. Things kept working in your favor. And
yes,
all that.
yes. I mean, I won't lie to you. There are some struggles that come with it because traveling for one, traveling from one city to the other, the time zones change entirely. Sometimes you're not able to sleep as much as you want to. Okay, I'll tell you. The very first time I visited or I went to Milan, I had a fitting for 1 a.m.
Wow.
Yes, I had already gone to bed. My booker called me and said, Victoria, good morning. Buongiorno, as in good morning. Where are you? I said, I just went to bed. I'm sleeping. No, it's not time to sleep. You go dress up and go for fitting. And I did that like, like someone was chasing me because you need to.
What it meant to you.
Because everyone is there for. So if the client calls and says, okay, we've optioned her and we want her to, sometimes you fit to confirm. So when the outfit looks good on you and the client is happy, then they book you for the job. I quickly, got dressed and, went and had my fitting and I got the job. So it's all hard work. It's all hard work. And you cannot go out there and decide to sleep. No. Nothing will come your way. You need to work extra hard, make sure your body is in shape. You drink a lot of water, you exercise, your hair looks good, your skin looks good. It's a lot of work. You just don't get up and say, I want to be an international model. It doesn't happen, And I always say age is just a number. Some of the casting directors are happy to work with the 15, 16, 17-year-olds. But if you're consistent, if you do what is expected of you as a model, regardless your age, if a casting director or a client insists on having you on their show, they will put you there. Yeah, they will put you there. Yeah, so it's an interesting journey. I'm happy to share, and I want to encourage the upcoming models because
we're talking about that in a bit.
Okay, sure.
There's a model story which I want to take your view on.
Okay, can I drink water?
You can drink water.
Okay.
You can drink water. Let me even drink before.
We've been talking for a while.
Another thing that I wanted you to share with us was the experience, because they kept saying the only black, model on the runway at the Milan Fashion Week. How did that make you feel? Were you intimidated?
For that particular show, I wasn't intimidated, but it's this feeling. I was really fulfilled, because I wasn't the only black model who casted for that show. I can say for a fact that we had about 300 or 400, black models, if not more, who casted for that show. So when my booker called me and said that the client has optioned you for the show, I said, no, you're kidding me. What are you telling me right now? But then it was true. So I went in there and they said, are you Victoria? I said, yes, I'm Victoria. Then they brought out my clothes. I fitted. And then I'll tell you what is interesting. Last season, I attended this same casting. The designer, the casting director actually put me forward to the designer. The designer saw me, but she wasn't interested.
Wow.
Okay, and this season, after I did my first fitting, my booker calls me again and says that they want you to come in to do a second fitting. I was surprised because I thought what I wore for the, the first outfit I fitted was perfect. Because actually, I think the head designer liked it. So I was surprised. I didn't know why they called me in for a second fitting. So I went in and there was the designer. And the same designer? The same designer. And she says, hello. Wow. As in, hello, Amore, like, hey, my love, you're welcome. I'd like you to wear something more glamorous. I'm like, okay. I was so surprised. Now, do you know what is interesting? She wanted us to wear the same piece on the day of the show. So she wore the same, design, but a different color. She said she wanted me, with me.
The same person who said last season, no. The
same person who wouldn't even look, because if they're not interested, they don't even look your way. They are so busy. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Ciao. Okay, yeah, it's ciao. Ciao as in bye. ciao, gracia, bye, thank you, yeah. But this time she was so, so that's why I'm saying that if it doesn't happen for you a particular season, it doesn't mean it won't happen again. So that was how, this opportunity came about. And everyone on the team were very excited to have me, walk the runway as the only black model for the collection. And I'm so excited about it, yeah.
What collection is that?
Louisa Beccaria, yeah, SS20.
How did the other folks, because you're
okay, so
how did they relate? How did they feel that walking the runway with you?
The other models that were part of the show.
Because you're one of color.
Okay, so the thing is, when I'm backstage, I don't know if you see some of my stories, I go to everyone.
Oh.
Yeah, let's do a selfie. So I try to connect, because there is this thing. They don't warm up to you if you don't open up to them. I don't blame them. They've grown up in their environments, with used to themselves. So I just try to be, to be
you're in the land anyway.
Yes, so. Not to be extra, but nice. It doesn't cost a thing. So that is what I do backstage, and that helps me to make friends, connect to more people. Yeah, and so that the next time they remember you.
And do they also do recommendations as well?
Okay, well, recommendations, I'm not sure. But then if they like you a particular season, you stand a chance of returning. Yeah.
So in this particular case, I'm sure you're returning for the next.
Fingers crossed.
We can't wait to see you do the second time, Yeah. So where are we off to again? We are off to...
I'm off to... So after Kumasi, I leave for SA
Fashion Week?
For AFI, African Fashion International.
Okay.
Yeah, which is held in South Africa annually. Yeah, I actually missed the casting because I was in Milan, but my beautiful agency, Boss Models, put me forward for the show. Then I got an email that I was optioned for it, and now I've been confirmed. So I'd have to leave in the next couple of days for it. Yeah.
It seems to be working also well for you, but we have models here in Ghana as well who kind of share the same story. I was telling you that there's a 16-year-old girl whose story I was about to seek your opinion on. She won a contest. She was taking, at least that's what she tells me. She was taken away, to Europe. I think she modeled where exactly? If I can, I think in France or Paris. Also.
How long ago was this?
This is last year.
Okay.
Or either it's last year or just recently, because the story broke recently this year.
Okay.
And she was asked to pay her way through. She even paid for the young man.
Pay her way through.
Yeah, she paid her flight to France.
No.
Paid back. Paid the guy who acted as an agent for her, and all that. And she said the guy said they weren't paid anything. So they came empty-handed, and she was she feels she's been duped.
Yeah.
And listening to her story, it tells the concern a lot of parents have about, when you say you want to be a model and all that, because she kept saying that the guy wanted to even take advantage of her. And people always say this is an industry where there are lots of promiscuous people and all that. And so with this kind of story, one, is it true that they can invite you without paying your way? Have you ever had that experience?
Okay, so this is what I know. The agency will give you options, right? Prior to your visit or going to the country where you're expected to work, the agency would tell you to either transport yourself or have them buy you a ticket. So that when you work, they will take it from your page. That is what I know. That is done professionally. But some models prefer to buy their own ticket because they don't want to owe the agency. Because some models go and they are not able to work. And if that happens, then it means you owe the agency. Yes, the agency will buy your ticket. They would find you accommodation, yes, to stay for the period. So this is what you're saying is a no-no for me. Is a no-no. You're not supposed to pay any agent. You're not supposed to fly any agent anywhere, unless of course you willingly want to do that. But otherwise, the agency would fly you in for, for the period, take care of your accommodation. When you work, they take it back. That's what I know.
Is it also true that, in the industry where you find yourself, there are a lot of people who are ready to take advantage of, especially young girls who really want to hit the runway, they want to, the fame that comes with being a model, an international model for that matter?
Well, I would say it's ignorance. It's ignorance, because if you know your worth, you wouldn't allow anyone take advantage of you. I've never been in such, as much as I've had one or two people, not take advantage, try to talk me into, I just cut them off, because I know my worth. I've worked very hard in the industry. Even when I was, still, developing myself, I never entertained anything like that. If you know where you're going and someone comes up to you with a cock and bull story, you tell them off. You tell them off, yeah.
Even when you know you're hungry too? No,
you tell them off. I'm telling you the truth, yeah. I remember I took part in Miss Francophone in 2005, 2006. And one of the judges actually said to me that, look, I have what it takes to make you win. And I said, I have what it takes to win. That was what I said to him. I said, nope. He said to meet him in his room. I didn't pay attention to him because I knew my worth. As young as I was then, I knew that I didn't need him to. And I eventually placed, was it first or second runner-up without his help. Miss Francophone, I don't speak French fluently, but I manage. So what I'm just trying to say is if you know who you are, when things like that come to you or come your way, just,
Could you also
ignore
because
it.
of the kind of background that you have, your brother is keeping you in check?
Not necessarily. You need to be firm. The industry is rough. Where it's almost like a cartel where people are favored because of XYZ. I know him or her, from here and there, so I'll favor them. Or because you're with an A-list agency, it's a whole lot. I can't even begin to, tell them here. I think I'll tell them later in life. So you just need to be firm, believe in yourself. Say to yourself that I know who I am, I know where I'm going, and the channels will open up for you.
Have you been reached by some of the young models here in Ghana?
My dear.
I can imagine.
It blows up every day.
I can imagine.
They want me to set up an agency. They want me to organize a master class. It's a whole lot. They have a lot of expectations, but
Does that put pressure on you?
Not really, because when I'm ready for certain things, they will unfold. But then I encourage them as much as I can. I actually give them tips, and some of them go like, "Oh wow, you're so sweet. We see you're a very busy person, but you still find time to respond to." Yes, I do that because they look up to you. Being a celebrity is not just, saying it and doing certain things for the gram. No, without them, you wouldn't be where you are, because they have supported you through from, when you were nothing to when you actually established. So when they're reaching out to you for help, you need to help them.
So is this agency going to come, and have you started considering? Is Gabby considering? Are you guys considering?
No, Gloria, no, not an agency for now. No.
Oh.
No, not now.
But when you look back at
not now, but I'm willing to help. Even some of them, I tell them what to do. Some models go for castings and they don't have a portfolio. You cannot present yourself if you don't have a CV. It's going for a casting is almost like attending an interview. And if you don't have a CV, no one will pay attention to you. 2-3 pictures, it doesn't cost much. But some of them don't even, they're all about, looking good, wearing the most expensive things. But you need to invest in your career. Very, very important, which is what I did, and that is where I am today.
absolutely. And also about the industry here.
Yeah.
I know that they say they have what they call Moduga or something, it's a modeling association here in Ghana and all that. When you look back from where you began, from time of the late
Kofi Ansah, who was my mentor,
who was your mentor, who put you on the runway first as well, till now, do you think that, you know, if there is an association, or do you think that I don't know what to call it, a fraternity or an industry or whatever, but do you think that modeling has, you know, improved in any way?
I think I want to commend the efforts of the likes of Claudia Lumore, KOD, the organizers of Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, and also Accra Fashion Week. If these institutions didn't exist, I don't know where the industry would be today. They've actually done so well because thanks to them, the models have jobs to do. Thanks to them, you know, they're able to shoot editorials. Thanks to them, at least the world hears something about, you know, fashion in Ghana. Because when I travel abroad for work, I hardly come by a Ghanaian model. Hardly, I'm not even kidding you. So I mostly see models from Nigeria, from Kenya, Cameroon, you know, and the likes, but not from Ghana.
What do you think the problem would be? We are not pushing enough?
We're not pushing enough. We're not pushing enough, and they're not supporting the models. You know, the stakeholders are not. They're not supporting. They're not pushing the models enough because we have seasoned Ghanaian models who are ready for the market, but no one is supporting them. You know, but I think it also starts with the models themselves. You need to like be ready. You know, show that you've worked hard enough, you know, you're ready, you're hungry to, you know, go out there, yeah, to work. So I think that it just something they need to, like, you know, put into consideration going forward.
Is it expensive to be a model?
Extremely.
What was the expense?
Okay, so imagine your agency or your mother agency or the agency abroad requests for you to come and work, and you go in for a season and you're not able to do any job. Imagine what happens. You've traveled all the way, you travel back, your accommodation, first season, second season, third season, nothing.
Wow. And that's all cost on you?
That's all cost on you.
Wow.
Yes, but if you're working, then everyone is happy. The agency is making money, you're making money as well. Yeah, so it's very, very expensive, but it's rewarding if you're working. Yeah.
And you're in high demand, so everybody's happy around you.
I don't know if I'm in high demand, but I'm trying my best.
So what you told
Gloria,
us,
Gloria, I'm trying my best.
You're really working yourself.
I'm trying my best.
You're working yourself, and this is where you wanted to be.
Well, and more, by God's grace.
Where else are you looking forward to? What else are you looking forward to?
I have dreams and aspirations.
Still about the runway?
Not the runway. I mean, to conquer the world, so far as modeling is concerned. And you know, I'm also very passionate about my charity work. So all that must come into play.
Having had all these experiences, where is that one place that you say, once I get here, then I know that, you know,
Gloria, you'll find out.
No, maybe you should maybe, you know, like,
you'll find
God
out.
is listening to you as well. So
no, I have some plans. I have a lot of plans.
Do you have any place in particular you're dreaming of modeling art?
Gloria, I'll say it's one step at a time. South Africa happened, Europe happened, now other places will follow. So
which are these other places?
Watch
you don't want to tell me.
Watch the space. Look, it's one step at a time. If God wants me to be in New York tomorrow, for example, it will happen. Yeah, so for me, I'm just trusting the process and hoping that things will unfold at the right time.
Well, we here are very proud of you, and
Thank you. Thank you
it's
so
been
much.
great speaking to you. Is there anything you want to touch on that we haven't really spoken about? You've spoken about the industry, the modeling industry in quotes here, and all that. We've touched on the successes, your charity, the EU projects, and all that. Is there something else you want to touch on?
Nothing in particular, but I just want to advise the upcoming models especially, because the thing is, they always reach out to me on Instagram, you know. So for those who, you know, do not know how to get to me, I want them to know that preparation meets opportunity. If you prepare yourself, the opportunity will come automatically. You know, if you want to go work abroad, you need to prepare yourself now. Do not follow Instagram, you know, pressure, because I see now that most of them take pictures, you know, put on social media to actually prove something that does not exist. Invest in yourself. Your works will speak for itself. It's not what you're trying to prove. It will definitely speak for itself.
When you say invest in yourself, what do you want them to really?
Okay, invest in yourself. You could go, you know, to a modeling school for a month, at least to better your catwalk, and also practice a lot in front of the mirror. If you don't know how to do that, you could get in touch with someone to groom you, to prepare you for the market, how to take pictures. Because look, abroad, when you're on set, the photographer expects you to deliver. So once he starts clicking, he's not even talking to you 10 left, you know, right, you're doing it. You're giving him what he wants. If he doesn't get it, he probably will cancel the shoot and book another model, and that is, you know, a minus for you. But if you're prepared, you know, you can actually be all that, have all the features and everything, but if you're not prepared, you will not flourish in any market. So preparation is key. It's key. Yeah.
Well, so that's an advice for all the young ones who want to be like Victoria Michael. I call her a superstar, international model, philanthropist, and that'll be it for us here on The Gist. Thanks so much, Victoria, for coming by.
Thank you, too. It's been a long chat.
Very long chat. Very long chat.
No, but I enjoyed it.
Very well needed for us here, because we don't know when you're coming back to Ghana, because work will be, and we've only seen the photographs on social media, and we're admiring them, and be glad that, you know, you're chalking successes. So welcome home, and thanks for making us proud beyond the shores of Ghana.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, so we want to say thanks to L Heights and Hotel Seats for also having us here. We are very, very grateful to them, and have a good evening. My name is Mzgee. Thanks for watching.